Gemini, will now be jumping into it. 5 more cards to have a look and see what sort of relationship this person is potentially bringing forward or things you may expect. So let's have a look. Gemini. Okay, overall I feel like there's a very strong attachment that can come from this relationship, even falling in love. The Queen of Cups is here and she represents all things divine feminine, care, compassion, love, consideration, creativity, etc. So the fact that she's come up as well as the moon straight away indicates to me that for a lot of you this is going to be quite a strong attachment, okay? I do feel like there is a very strong attraction, but I feel like with the Page of Energy, this person is a little bit inexperienced when it comes to love, but not inexperienced with the emotions they can give you. So how do I say this, Gemini? Doesn't matter whether they're younger or, you know, their actions, they won't know how to do things in the relationship, okay? But they'll know how to love, they'll know how to get attached, so that's quite nice. I love that that has come up here because I feel like it points to something quite significant here. Now, the 8 of Cups, 10 of Swords, I mean, I don't know if this is a long distance thing. It may or may not indicate that some of you will eventually have a long distance connection or possibly end up walking away from each other. This person might end up ending things with you, or you may end things with them. But there might be a reconciliation in the future because the Page of Wands is a declaration of love and affection. So what I'm seeing here is that in this connection, you might go through a quiet phase or an ending of some kind here. Sometimes the 10 of Swords is seen as a betrayal, okay? There might be something that's said or done with words, or this person has betrayal fresh in their love life or from their love life, and they may be bringing that sort of trauma into your connection here. Sometimes it can symbolize endings or coming out of the darkness here. But I do feel like there is a journey. I do feel like this is going to be quite an eventful relationship for some of you. The 8 of Cups indicates a journey of soul searching. So I'm inclined to believe that this person is going to help you learn something very valuable. The Holy Grail is here. Something very valuable about yourself in an emotional aspect, maybe in a spiritual aspect, maybe in, you know, seeking lust or adventure. In some sort of aspect, they're going to teach you something valuable. But it's hard to predict because, you know, the outcome can be very different, and it's going to be very different for some. For some, you might end up going separate ways. You might end up being long distance. There might be a betrayal. You might fall in love. You've got a church background here, which can even symbolize marriage. So the purpose of this reading isn't to sort of decipher an outcome, because the outcome is so varied, because every situation and connection is going to play out so very differently. But in terms of the type of relationship, I don't feel like it's going to be a completely fast-paced relationship. I think that things are going to proceed naturally, okay, which is a good sign. I don't feel like this person's going to really want to rush things. They might want to take things quite slowly. The 4 of Swords is here. They might need time to think about the relationship, reflect on the relationship. You know, I feel like with that 4 of Swords coming up here, that this is an energy of inactivity. And I feel like you may go through times when the relationship is quite inactive and more on the quiet side, especially with communication somehow. It's not necessarily that you'll struggle with communication, Gemini. I think any relationship where you're sort of involved, you more often than not, unless you're meeting your match in a Virgo, also ruled by the same planet as you, unless you're communicating with a Virgo, I'd say, I mean, you tend to be the communicator of the relationship. It's you that sort of initiates and things of that nature here. So I think you might have to sort of pick up the ball, because I don't feel like this person is going to be the one to do that. I feel like it's going to be left to you to sort of, and I do feel like you'll have common interest and things like that, but I feel with the 4 of Swords, it might be something you'll need to work on, okay? Or maybe this person's communication isn't necessarily their strong point here. I also feel like you might be coming into their life, Gemini, to help them either walk away from something or break ties with something. It could be an ex or it could be their past. Somehow the moon is here. Cancer attachments can linger or can be attached to the past somehow. So the fact that that has come up could definitely indicate that's how this person might feel. There could be some coming and going. I'm not going to lie, Gems. There could be some coming and going when you sort of lay things to rest and things go really quiet, but then they might pick up again with the Page of Wands. So it is a bit, it is potentially a little bit up and down here. And, I mean, I definitely feel like you can be quite adaptable. You are a mutable sign, Gemini, so I don't feel like that's going to really be a problem for you. But I do potentially see it's a possibility this person could fall in love or end up really caring very deeply about you. It's almost like she discovers the Holy Grail here and she can finally rest. You've got angels here, almost like Cupid energy. So this person could be quite smitten, quite taken with you. But they see value in you. It's almost like they'll feel, how lucky am I that my prayers have been answered. Oh, this is cute, okay? For some of you, this person is like, they might even say that to you. They might even say, how lucky am I to have come across someone like you, or I've wanted someone like you, or I didn't think someone like you existed, and yet here you are, and you've come up in my life, and I'm going to hold on very tightly to you. So, I mean, regardless of whether this person believes in that sort of stuff or not, I do feel like they're going to feel quite lucky in that sense. I do feel like they like the thought of quite a conventional relationship, though. The church image, what does church stand for? Structure, tradition, conformity, doing things a certain way. So, I mean, I'm of the belief here that this person will be quite traditional in their relationship, or they might want to move very traditionally, get to know each other first, travel together, live together, get married. They could be quite, what I'm seeing is values come up here. So I think they'll be comfortable to share their values with you. So that's really a nice thing, Gems. They're willing to share that with you, and they'll want that with you, but they're going to want to do it slowly. I feel like they like to do things in order. It may or may not resonate with some of you. Obviously, time will tell once you get connected to this person. But I definitely feel value or tradition is the case here. But strong attachment is happening. They might end up being hurt, though. I don't know if it's you, Gemini, because you are the swords and the swords are piercing this man. I don't know if it's you, but be careful because you might end up hurting this person. I know this reading is based more about them, and if this isn't you as the swords and it's their energy, they may end up hurting you. I mean, obviously relationships are never peaches and cream. There's going to be periods where we get hurt, we get defensive, we get offended, we get betrayed, or we felt let down or disappointed. So, it's inevitable in every relationship. But it's sort of the center card here out of the 5 cards. So I'm wondering, but I think you'll be able to work through it. This is showing perseverance. But it could be something that happens in this relationship which is going to be make or break. It could even be like a major test. This person may even test you somehow, Gemini. If you pass the test, they're happy. And if you don't, it's like laying things to rest here. It's a very interesting and quite odd sort of situation here. I wouldn't say it's manipulation. Perhaps if the 7 of Swords came up, maybe the Magician, the Devil, we could say it's more manipulation. I think it's coming from a good place. I think it's just them, their way of sort of protecting themselves, especially if they have Cancer energy, Cancer being the crab, the protective energy around them, which has, that theme of Cancer has come up a couple of times around you, okay, around this person. I will leave the reading at that, so I do hope that has helped you, Gemini. Thank you so much for watching.